You are Locked On Braves Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, your team every day.
And hello and welcome to the Braves Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. I'm Grant McAuley, and once again, come to you after what was another great night for the Atlanta Braves. They got the offense they needed, they got the pitching they needed, and they got the win that they wanted. Another series victory in the books as the Braves beat the Tampa Bay Rays by a 6-1 score on Saturday night down at Tropicana Field. We got a lot to get into as the red-hot Braves remain red-hot. Maybe they're white-hot at this point. I don't know. They've gone supernova. They're just nuclear. Whatever the case is, this Braves team is as hot as we've seen it in quite some time, and they picked up another win as they beat the Tampa Bay Rays to take a series on the road against one of the best teams in baseball in the first half, but a team that is most definitely scuffling, maybe more so than it has at any point this year. Before we jump into the particulars of this game, the win for the Braves, the performance of Spencer Strider, more timely offense. Sean Murphy was in the middle of things again. That's probably not that surprising either. And, of course, preview the finale of the first half. We'll get into all that on the show, but I want to remind you to subscribe right here to Locked On Sports Atlanta on YouTube. Make sure you click that bell to get notified every time we drop a new episode. If you're here, go ahead, hit that like button, leave us a comment, make sure you tell a friend. If you're new to the channel, again, can't tell you enough how important it is to subscribe so you'll know when we have these new episodes, and you'll get all this great content that we got coming for you. And you'll also find a lot of that with Locked On Braves, wherever you get your podcast. So make sure you subscribe there. Jake Mastriani does some great work all season long. He is working hard, but these days he is enjoying being a dad again. Congratulations to he and his wife on the birth of their son. He'll be back with the show very soon. But in the meantime, we still got some great Braves baseball to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it right now with you. Game number 88 for this Braves team. They are now 60-28, 32 games over 500, 6 runs, 7 hits, and errors, 6 men left on base. The Rays, meanwhile, 57-35, a great first half. Losers of 7 in a row, though. 1 run, it was unearned on 4 hits, 1 error, 6 men left on for them. Spencer Strider pitched into the 7th inning to improve to 11-2 on the year. Taj Bradley takes a loss. He had the Braves number early on, but second time through the order, Atlanta started to figure things out. He is now 5-5 on the season. No save in a game that lasted 2 hours, 46 minutes. Crowd of 25,025. That counts as a sellout down in Tampa Bay with the upper area closed, the upper deck. But you heard a lot of Braves fans if you watched this broadcast. It was almost a Braves home game. There were chants for Ronald Acuna Jr. as the MVP. Eddie Rosario got his usual treatment. And just a very loud Braves contingent throughout the course of the 4-run 4th inning that really changed the complexion of this game. And I'll get into more of that in a moment. But you got to talk about Spencer Strider first and foremost, I think. Strider in this one, 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. He is the major league strikeout leader. He has 166 of those. He lowered his ERA in the first half to 3.44. Obviously an all-star, very deserving. This is a guy who is doing things strikeout-wise that we just haven't seen the likes of it before. Just shy of Jacob deGrom for the highest Ks per 9 by any qualified pitcher in the history of baseball. And I mean, it's a very small percentage point. I believe deGrom was 14.28 strikeouts per 9 in 2021. Strider is 14.27 strikeouts per 9 here in 2023. 166 punch-outs, just adding to his first half record by a Braves pitcher in franchise history. He broke John Smoltz's record a couple of starts ago now, start before this one, as a matter of fact, and just continues to pile up those strikeouts and do so at a rate even faster than Smoltz, who had 276 strikeouts in 1996. He had the record for the first half, the record overall. That would make a lot of sense. Strider could get there in maybe the next 70 or so innings in the second half. That is the rate at which Spencer Strider is piling up these strikeouts. He could be the single-season leader in the franchise's history if he continues his recent role with, 39 strikeouts now in his last 3 starts. So absolutely incredible, or 4 starts, excuse me. Incredible work by Spencer Strider. Behind the plate, you had Sean Murphy yet again, and at the plate, Sean Murphy was doing it again. His 3-run homer capped a 4-run rally for the Braves in the 4th inning against Taj Bradley. Matt Olson got the Braves on the board with an RBI single. Murphy then deposited a pitch into the upper level down the left field line. A tremendous, again, just contributions for Sean Murphy are just off the charts. 17th home run is one shy of his career high of 18, which was set last year. He is leading catchers in home runs in all of Major League Baseball. He is second in runs batted in with 55 of those now. That leads all National League catchers, is 4 off the Major League lead. And that would tell you that's why Sean Murphy's an all-star, among other things. He's having a career year at the plate. And as I mentioned in the opener of this series, if there's really any doubt about who the best catcher in baseball is at this moment, I think Sean Murphy is the answer to that question. If you're wondering, he has continued to pile it on for the Braves. His 17th home run gives the Braves 168 home runs, which just adds to their record for most homers in the first half by any team in baseball history. They have the opportunity to keep on adding to that. Also offensively in this game, we get to talk about Ronald Acuna Jr., which has been an awful lot of fun in the first half. He went 2 for 4, knocked in a run, and scored a run. Just in the middle of things for the Braves as far as these rallies are concerned. 79th run scored. He's now on pace for 145. That would shatter the franchise record. He's also, as the Braves leadoff hitter now with 55 RBI on the season, on pace for 101 of those. So you start putting that along with 200 hits, 40 doubles, 40 homers, 70 stolen bases or more, you can tell why Ronald Acuna Jr. is not only an all-star, but is the front runner for MVP in the National League. He added a couple of hits to his tally in this game and just continues to give you reasons why every night that you need to tune into Braves baseball. Orlando Arcia with a couple of hits, a run scored in this one. He's back up to 299 on the season. He's also an all-star. That may be a common theme here as I get to Matt Olson, National League RBI leader. He got the Braves started with the run batted in back in the 4th inning. That's his 71st of the year. He's also leading the National League with 29 home runs. So he is rounding out his all-star resume with 1 game left to go and was helping the Braves get on the board and grab a lead that they would not relinquish as they continue to bat around against Taj Bradley in that 4th inning. Just the Braves offense is sudden, whether it's the 1st inning where they have scored more runs than any club in Major League Baseball, have a chance to break that record, or whether it's just second time through, figuring out what a pitcher has been doing and being able to solve that night starter and get into a bullpen for a club and add a couple of runs late. The Braves pretty much did that and were able to ride it to victory and pick up their 60th win of the year. That is just one away from the most wins by a Braves team in the first half in franchise history. The 2003 club had 61 wins. If the Braves can sweep away the Rays and close out the first half with another win, they will have matched that record. And the 2003 team is about the only other offense that I can think of that holds a candle to what the 2023 club is doing. It has been absolutely incredible. Some not so great news in this game, unfortunately, came out of the bullpen for the Braves. And no, it wasn't inconsistency. It wasn't blowing a lead, anything like that. Kirby Yates came on in the 7th inning, took care of things for Spencer Strider, stranded a runner for him. But then it was A.J. Minter in the 8th inning, got 1 out, but then had to leave the game after appearing to favor, it looked like, his left pectoral muscle. We're hoping that's nothing major. We'll find out. Obviously, the Braves didn't want to take any chances. He was removed from the game. Ben Heller closed out the 8th inning. There was an unearned run that came across that did score in that frame on a Matt Olson throwing error. Nobody was covering third. Wander Franco looking to take an extra base. Well, if nobody's there, the ball rolls up the third base line. Franco scored, and that was about the only thing that went right for the Rays offense in this night. They've scored just 2 runs in the series. It has been forgettable for a club that has been so good over the course of the first half, but kind of come down to earth over the last 2 months, playing about 500 ball in their last 60 or so games and scoring just 4 runs in their last 36 innings and only 2 runs in this series against the Braves so far. But Heller, that was an unearned run. And then you had Colin McHugh come on, and he was able to throw a scoreless 9th for the Braves and close things out. But again, it was the story of Spencer Strider as far as on the mound, the Braves offense doing what it needed to do. And hopefully we'll get a good update on A.J. Minter because he has, after a slow start this season or after a rough patch in late April and early May, really come on the last 4 or 5 weeks. And that would be, as you know, with what A.J. has been able to do for the Braves in the postseason and over the last couple of years, that would be a pretty big loss for this Braves club if he's forced to miss an extended amount of time. The Braves, meanwhile, have won 27 out of their last 31 games. It's been an absolutely crazy run for this team as they continue to just roll over whoever's put in front of them. And I stacked up a couple weeks ago, as the Braves were in one of their many winning streaks in the month of June, the best records in baseball. When the Braves passed the Rays, they were the only club amongst the top 5, discluding the Braves, obviously, that Atlanta had not faced yet. And we knew it was coming up right here before the All-Star break. But whether it was the Baltimore Orioles or Texas Rangers or now the Tampa Bay Rays, the best records in baseball, they all share something in common, and that is that the Braves have beaten them in a series. Atlanta's won 27 of its last 31 games, has a chance to pick up another series sweep if they can close it out on Sunday. And again, one more win will match the record of the 2003 team for the most victories over the course of a first half in franchise history. They're already matched the 1998 club, which, as we know, had the wins record for the Braves in a single season. It's just incredible what this club continues to do. The 03 Braves were 61-32 in their 93 games over the course of the first half. This club is looking to go 61-28 and would have the best winning percentage of any Braves team in the franchise's history in the first half. So we'll see how that all plays out. And we'll be finding out on Sunday as the Braves look to close out the Rays. Before we jump into the preview of the series finale, I want to let you know this episode of the Braves Postcast is brought to you by eBay Motors, who remind you that a championship team is about each player being a perfect fit, and it's the same with your vehicle. So look for parts that fit. Head over to eBay Motors and look for that green check. Stay in the game with eBay Guaranteed Fit. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. The eBay Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers, eligible items only, and of course, exclusions apply. Now, the Braves will be looking to take the series from the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday in Game 3 as Bryce Elder, another All-Star, takes the mound, looking to go 8-1 in the first half. He's got a 2.45 ERA, one of the best in all of baseball, but he'll be matching up with one of the Rays' best pitchers, right-hander Zach Eflin. Atlanta's familiar with Eflin from all the time that he spent with the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 9-4 on the year, has really excelled in the starting role again, 3.24 ERA for him as he looks to help the Rays avoid a sweep, break a long losing streak, and close out the first half, and then get what I think will be a very good rest for a team that it really seems to have hit the skids here in the middle of the season and could use the All-Star break for all the things that it offers a club. Bryce Elder, one other note for him and for Spencer Strider. You may have heard this news earlier in the day. They will not pitch in the All-Star game. They are, of course, going to go take part in all the festivities in Seattle, but with Strider throwing in this game and with Elder throwing the final game before, the Major League Baseball rules are to try to keep pitchers from sustaining any kind of injury in the All-Star game, which nobody wants, that they're going to stay away from those pitchers. So the Braves confirmed that on Saturday that neither Elder nor Strider will pitch in the All-Star game, but still All-Stars and All-Star resumes, most certainly. The big league strikeout leader in Strider and one of the Major League's ERA leaders in the first half. And what a story Bryce Elder has been, going from Gwinnett's opening day starter to the man on the mound looking to go 8-1 and improve on a 2.45 ERA, then jet off to the All-Star game. An incredible story with this one. Orlando Arcia, of course, is another great one, but Bryce Elder, it might be my favorite story of the first half because what he's done is exactly what the Braves have needed and then some, more than he could have possibly asked for when he stepped into what was the vacant spot in the rotation of Max Fried. The first time Fried was on the IL, well, now you've got him pitching his way to the All-Star game. One note on Fried for Sunday while we're previewing the final day of the first half. He is scheduled to make a rehab start for the Gwinnett Stripers. Going to check that out, see how he does. We'll talk about that, of course, on the postcast when we wrap up the the series finale against the Tampa Bay Rays. And, of course, the first half will be wrapping up with this one as well. 1:40 p.m. Eastern time is the first pitch. Bryce Elder, Zach Eflin, Braves and Rays wrapping up the first half. Atlanta looking to grab a share of the most wins in a first half in franchise history. A lot of good stuff going on. And, of course, there's a lot of good stuff going on here on Locked On Sports Atlanta right here on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and click the bell so that you get notified every time we drop a new episode. We have a lot of folks leaving comments, leaving those likes. We appreciate those. Keep those coming. But I can't tell you enough or encourage you enough how important it is to subscribe to help the channel grow and, of course, to get notified every time we drop a new episode. That is the order of the day. Also, make sure you subscribe to Locked On Braves wherever you get your podcast. Looking forward to having Jake Mastroianni back with me as we get into the second half, but we got one more of these to wrap up on the Braves Postcast. We'll do that on Sunday. Until then, once again, the Braves 6-1 winners over the Tampa Bay Rays. On Saturday, they go for the sweep on Sunday. We look forward to wrapping this series up and wrapping up the first half with another win if the Braves can get it done. Until then, I'm Grant McAuley. I appreciate you joining me tonight, and we will catch you next time. So long, everyone.